Chapter 3. The Doubt. Asbury Park, July 6th. The days after the Beach Haven tragedy were filled with uneasy whispers. At the Ingleside Hotel, some guests packed hastily, refusing to let their children near the surf. Others scoffed, dismissing the event as a freak accident. A sea turtle, one man declared over cigars. Or a big mackerel. Sharks don't attack people here. Preposterous. But the memory of the red water lingered in the minds of those who had seen it. Mothers clutched their children's hands more tightly. Lifeguards stared longer into the waves. The ocean no longer seemed quite so friendly. By the morning of July 6th, Asbury Park was brimming with holiday visitors. The 4th had just passed, and the boardwalk swayed with music and chatter. Vendors sold lemonade and saltwater taffy. Women in wide-brimmed hats strolled arm in arm. Brass bands played rags that spilled into the sea breeze. The beach itself was crowded, the sand dotted with striped bathing tents and sun umbrellas. Bathers waded into the water by the hundreds, splashing, laughing, tossing beach balls. Among the lifeguards was William Gallagher, a wiry young man perched high in his chair, scanning the surf. He had heard the rumors from Beach Haven, the boy killed by something in the sea. But he tried to push them aside. People were nervous enough already. Shortly after 2 p.m., a man named Charles Bruder, 33 years old and a bell captain at the Essex and Sussex Hotel in nearby Spring Lake, decided on a swim. Tall and lean, Bruder was well known to guests for his quiet efficiency and easy smile. He slipped into his bathing costume, left his shoes by the dunes, and waded into the surf. The waves rolled in steady and calm. Bruder stroked out past the breakers with an even rhythm, his dark head bobbing between the whitecaps. Lifeguards watched approvingly. He was a strong swimmer, not one of the reckless boys who needed constant whistles. For 10 minutes, he cut through the water with grace. Then he vanished beneath a swell. When he reappeared, he was screaming. The cry rose above the boardwalk music, piercing, unmistakable. Gallagher sprang to his feet. "Boat! Get the boat out there! Now!" Other lifeguards scrambled to the surf, shoving a skiff into the breakers. People on the sand turned, hands shielding their eyes, staring in disbelief. Bruder thrashed wildly, his arms flailing. Blood spread around him in a crimson bloom. He screamed again, his voice breaking into gasps. "Oh God, it's taken my legs!" From the boat, the lifeguards rowed furiously. They reached him just as he began to sink and pulled him aboard. The sight that met them stole their breath. Both his legs were torn to ribbons, one nearly severed below the knee. The wounds were catastrophic, beyond anything they had ever imagined. Gallagher pressed his hands to the spurting stumps, but the blood welled fast, soaking the boards of the skiff. Bruder's face was ghastly pale, his lips flecked with foam. He murmured incoherently, shivering though the day was hot. "Hold on, Charlie. Hold on," Gallagher begged. But even as they rowed with all their might toward shore, they knew it was hopeless. By the time they dragged the boat onto the sand, Bruder had slipped into stillness. The crowd fell silent. Women covered their mouths. Children clung to their fathers' coats. The surf hissed indifferently at their feet. That evening, the New York Times newsroom buzzed with tension. Wire reports from New Jersey lay scattered across desks. "Second bather killed at the shore," one read. The editor frowned, tapping his pencil. "2 in less than a week," he muttered, "and they're calling it a shark this time." A reporter leaned in. "But are we sure? Scientists say sharks don't bite people. Could be a barracuda or..." "Barracuda? In New Jersey waters? Don't be daft." The editor slammed his hand on the desk. "Print it, front page. The public has a right to know." A typesetter groaned, already rearranging the letters. Across the city, the words took shape. "Shark kills bather at Asbury Park. Second victim in week." At the American Museum of Natural History, ichthyologist Frederick Lucas shook his head at the newsboys hawking papers outside. "Nonsense," he told a colleague. "A shark may take a bite of a fish mistaken for food, but attacking a man? Impossible. They are not man-eaters in our waters." The colleague frowned. And yet 2 are dead? Lucas adjusted his spectacles. Coincidence. Panic makes people see what they wish to see. Mark my words, this is hysteria, not science. But on the Jersey coast, hysteria was becoming very real. That night, at the Essex and Sussex Hotel, guests gathered on the veranda, murmuring in low voices. The surf, once inviting, now seemed ominous in the moonlight. They say his legs were torn off, whispered one woman. Utter rot, her husband replied firmly. No shark could do such a thing. It must have been a boat propeller. And the boy in Beach Haven, she pressed. He shifted uncomfortably. Accidents happen at sea. But when a child begged to swim the next morning, the woman gripped his hand tighter. No, she said sharply. Not today. Not tomorrow. And so the first seeds of dread took root. The summer idyll was cracking. The ocean, once trusted, now held a shadow. And somewhere beneath the rolling surf, the shadow moved again, hunting.